Anthony trial. We understand that a verdict has already been announced. We're just getting word to see what exactly that verdict is.
They got a verdict
so
quick.
Please bear with us. We've got Andrea Lucia outside the courtroom, J.D. Miles inside, and we're watching everything from back here in the studios as well. At any moment now, we're expecting to hear
guilty.
What the verdict
Damn,
is. Okay,
guilty.
What is it?
We
Andrea,
have
go for it.
Guilty on murder.
No.
Guilty on murder. Okay.
No.
Guilty on murder.
There we go.
Wow.
I'm not sure if the...
Wow. I cannot believe he got convicted for the murder. That is a crazy situation. Just send out my condolences to his family and his loved ones. He's a young man. I think he was still in high school. It's a crazy situation. Let's see more about what they're talking about.
That is
Wow.
the most severe. The most severe of the charges. Again, the options were murder, manslaughter, or acquittal. We have a conviction of murder, which is obviously more severe than manslaughter. This signals that we are going to go to sentencing. And again, the punishment range is 5 to 99 years.
God
dang. We're going to look at the front. I know people up there were positioned to be first to get the word, but you're getting the word first since we have a direct connection to the courtroom. And I'm just kind of watching to see what kind of reaction we're going to get from them.
Yeah, Andrea, you're right, because I don't know that the folks that have gathered out there have found out completely, or if so, they're finding out now. There seems to be some movement out there.
Yeah,
now.
they definitely moving.
Now they're finally getting word of this verdict. But if you're just joining us right now, Karmelo Anthony, 19 years of age, has been found guilty by a court of law, by a jury of his peers, for the charge of murder. For the charge of murder related to the stabbing death of Austin Metcalf, took place back in April of 2025 at a track meet in Frisco. And again, Andrea, it looks like folks are now, we're getting images here. Folks are just hearing this. We're seeing what appears to be two women crying on the ground right now.
You're definitely seeing the reaction to the word coming out.
A lot
of the people that you're seeing, I would say there are more people here who have been supporting Karmelo Anthony than the opposite. So you're seeing their reaction. I also saw somebody just run down the courthouse steps presumably to share the news of what they heard and saw. And you're starting to see people have started to relax a bit now. You're seeing some commotion. You're seeing movement.
She about to snap.
Security,
get your hands off.
Positioned right there.
Stop touching me.
Yeah, Andrea, we got a note. I'm sorry to interrupt you. We got a note that Karmelo Anthony broke down inside the courtroom, and his parents walked out soon after this happened. So a lot going on inside that, unfortunately, we are not allowed to have video cameras or recording devices inside. But this is information that's coming to us from our crews that are positioned inside, who have access to a phone or a computer, telling us.
I can only imagine that he broke down. It seemed like your whole life just disappeared. I know he was wishing for the best. A lot of people wish for the best, that he was to end up beating us, but that definitely didn't happen. And I can understand why the parents walked out, because they're upset about their son. They thought their son might be coming home today, and the opposite happened. I can't wait to see more the footage. I'm not sure if they got footage of this stuff, but I do want to see how he reacted when he got the news.
Said Karmelo Anthony had a visible and physical breakdown inside that courtroom when the guilty verdict was read, and that his parents immediately walked out. I'm not sure if you're hearing that as well, but what we are seeing outside right now.
It was either walk out or turn the whole place out. It was like, yo, if we stay in here, we might end up catching a charge. You might be locked up with our son, so it's best if we just walk away and just leave it at that.
From the crowds that have gathered there, presumably supporters who were hoping for a different verdict, also breaking down in tears and sort of consoling themselves on the ground out there. Again, as Karmelo Anthony, the 19-year-old, right now found guilty of first-degree murder in the stabbing death of Austin Metcalf. Are you hearing anything else, seeing anything else out there, Andrea, as this news continues to spread?
I'm seeing the reaction. Everybody's kind of consolidating around. I think you said you saw two women fall to the ground. We have a camera up there capturing the reaction, and then we're waiting for J.D. Miles to step outside. But as you mentioned, he has communicated that Karmelo Anthony broke down in tears, and you could hear that just inside the courtroom. Everyone sitting there could hear his cries. His parents did walk out. A judge.
Could you imagine if that was your son and you got the not you got the guilty verdict, and then your son is sitting there crying, and you know what he's going to face inside his jails as a 19-year-old man. This is a lot. Just thinking about it's a lot. I can't even imagine if I was the parent and what I would personally be going through right now, and what the parents are personally going through right now with their son. It's just a crazy time to be living in.
Informed Anthony that his bond has been extinguished, that he will now go into the custody of the Collin County Sheriff's Office. So he will be incarcerated from this moment forward.
Damn. Sad.
We just got word of that as well. And so the sentencing phase, this is going to start at some point soon here. And again, for the charge, the guilty verdict on the charge of murder, Andrea, as we talked about, the sentencing guidelines, very wide here, 5 to 99 years.
Crazy.
5 to 99 years, and that now becomes the focus.
Look at the lady in the back. Yeah, that's crazy. She gonna make sure she get on TV.
Of both sides, right? We're going to hear from the prosecution, likely to go on the longer side of that. We're going to hear from the defense to aim for the lower side. And the defense is going to have a chance to bring forward more witnesses to argue that there are sort of mitigating circumstances, reasons that the jury should go toward a more lenient sentence, and the prosecution has a chance to present witnesses that would present the argument that we should be tough on, that the jury should be tough on Karmelo Anthony. So we may see those witnesses, or they may go directly to arguments and put this back to the jury again. But once again, we're going to see a case presented to the jury. The jury is going to go out, and it's going to, this time, instead of focusing on guilt and innocence, they're going to be focused on what that sentence should be, and it could land anywhere between that 5 to 99-year range.
Right. We understand that Karmelo Anthony has been removed from the courtroom as well now, taken into the custody, remanded into the custody of local authorities, the sheriff's office as well, so that he's been removed from the courtroom. And again, Andrea, as you mentioned, this was well before 4 o'clock that this verdict came in, so I'm assuming all intentions right now are to pivot into that sentencing phase. How long that could take, we don't know at this point.
Great question.
You said it could be very short, it could just be something very quick, or it could be something where they begin with testimony again and full-on arguments, something that might potentially look like a whole another trial, but in fact, what it is the sentencing phase, right? That's how that works?
Right. The fact that he's been taken out of the courtroom signals to me that they're probably going to take a little bit of a break. With this judge, though, those breaks have been short. Sometimes it's a 15-minute bathroom break or something of that end. So they may take a short break, and then we have been told the judge intends to go right into sentencing. So that's when we're going to find out. He's going to ask the prosecution and the defense if they have witnesses to present. If they do, we will hear from them. If not, they'll go straight to their closing arguments for what they believe the sentence should be.
Andrea, we've got our colleague, we've got Karen Borda joining us now as well, helping to monitor some of the details coming out of the courtroom. So again, we're keeping a real close eye on all the movement that's happening inside as best as we can, right, without being able to see it ourselves. But out there, we can tell you from the live video that we're seeing from the helicopter, there seems to be a lot of movement there on the grounds right around where you are. We know that...
And I'm curious about that, Ken, is the kind of reaction, because we know that this is such a divisive case. There are people at absolute extremes. The people who absolutely were convinced that he was guilty of murder, and then the people who say it was self-defense. And I'm curious as to the reactions now that they have gotten word of the conviction. He was found guilty by all of the.
That's what I got the sheriffs out there. They know what's up.
Found guilty of murder, and his parents left the courtroom as soon as the verdict was read. He burst into tears and has since been taken away by deputies. So he has extinguished what was left of his bond, and he's now in the custody of the Collin County Sheriff's Office.
Yeah. What we're seeing...
It's a wild situation. Like I said on the video, condolences to his family and all his loved ones. Like I said, this right here is a very divisive topic. Some people think that he's innocent. Some people think that he's guilty. But his peers said that he was guilty. I didn't see this coming. I thought he probably would get off. A lot of people were saying he would get off because of evidence. It don't seem like he was really there to cause that. It definitely was not premeditated at all. And I hope they take that into I hope they take that scenario into the case that it wasn't premeditated and get him closer to the 5 than they would to the 99, because 99 years is a lot of time. We're going to keep an eye on this situation as stuff go more forward. There's going to be more stuff coming out. Hopefully we get some footage from inside of the court case, because I really want to see how he reacted. I want to see how his parents reacted. I also want to see what his parents got to say about the situation, because this is a real dire situation. Before we get out of here, if you didn't like, subscribe, leave a comment, hit them hype points. Make sure you do that. Until our next video is TRETV, and I'm out.